Hello, boys and girls. My name is John McCormick, and I am the mayor of the great township of Woodbridge, which is a very cool job normally, but not so much right now because I don't get to do the thing I love doing the most, which is going to schools and reading to the kids. So what we thought we would do is I would read to the camera, and then your moms and dads can play it for you on YouTube, and you get the benefit of hearing a story being read to you, even if you can't actually do it in person. So here goes. This is Cinderella, Walt Disney book. It's actually my little daughter's book. You can see she tried to write her name when she was about 4 years old. Now she's 29, so she doesn't need the book anymore, but we found it and we're going to read it. So, Cinderella lives with her mean stepmother and her two ugly stepsisters. Cinderella works hard all day long, cooking and cleaning and washing the dishes. The only friends Cinderella has are two little mice named Jock and Gus, a horse, a dog, and two birds. Cinderella, we love you, they say. One day, the stepsisters are invited to a ball. At the ball, the prince will choose a wife. Cinderella helps the sisters get ready. Then she asks, "May I come too?" "You can't go to the ball," answers the stepmother. "You don't have a gown to wear." But Cinderella's friends Jock and Gus and the birds sew ribbons and bows to one of her dresses. "Oh," says Cinderella, "it looks so pretty. Thank you, my little friends." "Wait," cries Cinderella, "I'm coming too." The cruel stepsisters are angry because Cinderella looks so lovely. They tear at her dress until it hangs in rags. They're not very nice. Poor Cinderella, she cries and cries. Her friends cry too. Then a small woman appears in a cloud. It is like Cinderella's fairy godmother. "Bring me a pumpkin," she says. "I'll fix things." "Bibbidi bobbidi boo," sings the fairy godmother as she waves her magic wand. The pumpkin changes into a coach, the mice into horses, the dog into a footman, and the horse into a coachman. She waves her magic wand again, and Cinderella's rags turn into a beautiful gown. On her feet are tiny glass slippers. They'll come into play pretty soon. "Goodbye," calls the fairy godmother. "The magic spell will end at midnight. You must leave the ball before then." When the prince sees Cinderella, he falls in love. Cinderella and the prince whirl around the ballroom. They dance every dance together. As the clock begins to strike midnight, Cinderella runs away. One of her glass slippers falls off her foot. At the final stroke of midnight, Cinderella's beautiful gown becomes rags once more. Her coach disappears too, and in its place is a pumpkin. But Cinderella is still wearing the other glass slipper. The prince looks and looks for Cinderella, but he only finds the glass slipper Cinderella lost. "The girl who can wear this slipper will be my wife," he says. A grand duke is sent out to have every maiden in the land try on the slipper. Cinderella's stepsisters try and try to make the glass slipper fit, but their feet are too big. Cinderella's stepmother locks Cinderella in her room so she can't try on the slipper. But Jock and Gus get the key and push it under the door. "Hurry, Cinderella," they say. When the mean stepmother hears Cinderella running down the stairs, she breaks the glass slipper. "That's all right. I have the other one right here," says Cinderella, pulling the slipper out of her pocket. The Grand Duke puts the slipper on Cinderella's foot. It fit perfectly. "Cinderella's going to marry the prince," sing the little birds. Cinderella does marry the prince, and they live happily ever after. And Cinderella's friends live happily ever after with them. So, isn't that a nice book, Cinderella? It's got all kinds of different parts to it. My favorite part, of course, is when she tries on the slipper and it fits, and they all live happily ever after, and the mean stepmother and the mean stepsisters get what they deserve, which is they don't get the prince. Cinderella does, because she's nice and humble and very, accommodating, very just wonderful little girl, and she gets the prince, and the bad people don't. So that's the end of this story. I hope you guys are reading. I hope you guys are doing your schoolwork. It's not going to be long now before everybody can see everybody else. I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope someday to get back into the schools and be able to read to you. Thank you for listening.